You would think Marvel had this many years and that many reshoots to work out a new Captain America movie and make it worthwhile, and they still couldn't do that. Hello Flickering Myth family, and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ, and we have a brand new video today. The MCU is back. Marvel Studios has their first movie since Deadpool and Wolverine, and we are going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World. Stop me if you've heard any of these critiques before. Wow, the end of that Marvel movie was just a massive CGI battle, or yikes, that was just basically a Disney Plus show season finale. That is where I'm at with Captain America: Brave New World. I thought this movie had some glimmers of hope. There was some moments. I actually thought Harrison Ford was much more awake, active, and had much more personality than I've seen him in recent years. I liked that. I thought Anthony Mackie played a good leading man. I think Sam Wilson is a great character, and he deserved a bit of a better script and a better movie. But other than those, I really don't have many positives for this new Captain America movie. I walked in saying, okay, we've had some time to work on this. Marvel's basically taken a year off. Yes, Deadpool and Wolverine was such a big deal for them last year, but this wasn't the MCU kind of cycle that we've been building towards, trying to get towards our big epic Avengers movies that are coming up in a couple years. We haven't really been building towards that. We've taken some time to just breathe, some chilling. We've had some good Disney Plus shows. I had fun with Agatha all along last year, so I'm not completely just like, oh, well, Marvel Disney's done. But I thought this movie was going to be a bit better. I thought with the time that they had, with this many writers, you have this many writers, that much of a budget, this much time to sit on this in post-production, and I just thought this would be more impactful. It would give me the shock and awe that I used to have from these superhero blockbuster movies, but every single turn, every single plot point, every single moment just felt either been there, done that, or some of the most oh, that's what we're doing? This movie just doesn't come together in the end for a complete experience. There are, like I said, little glimmers of hope. I do think the Captain America stuff was great. I think there is some small world building that they tried to do that was interesting. We introduced some major new components to the MCU. All of that is fine, but if it's just a bunch of exposition, they are explaining everything at all times, or they're bringing up characters from past MCU stuff, MCU asterisk, that I'm like, oh, we're really building up the whole movie to reveal this character and have this moment? Great. Yeah, this movie just feels confused. It just feels lackluster. At one point, for 2/3 of it, it is basically just another season finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then the other, the end of it is just like a massive battle between two CGI characters, and you're like, sure, that was exactly what I wanted to spend my time with this first big MCU movie back. I just thought this was going to be again, maybe it's my own expectations of what Marvel should be doing. We've had this much time. We are kicking off almost a new era for the brand. I just expected to be wowed, to be marveled by the Marvel, and there wasn't any of that here. We could explain the plot of Brave New World. I can sit here and go, well, Sam Wilson has to do this. He teams up with his other friend who's in the new Falcon to go do this. They get sent on a mission, but oh, whoops, major stuff's happening. Conspiracy theories, government craziness. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of what we've seen already in the Captain America movies, a lot of the first Avenger stuff, a lot of the Winter Soldier stuff, which I think are actually really good. I like the Captain America movies. The only kind of Captain stuff that I never really liked was I did not like Civil War at all, but that was kind of it. I think Captain America has a lot that works for it. So I was like, okay, cool. Some of the political drama, some of the espionage stuff, but this movie wants to be the Manchurian Candidate so bad. And I'm like, you're basically just giving me the kill John Lennon thing from South Park. That's about as crazy and wacky as it gets with the conspiracy theory stuff.
Kill John Lennon! Kill John Lennon!
I just thought this movie was going to have a more compelling plot because we have Sam Wilson taking on the role of Captain America. He deserved a bigger and bolder story. Like, again, at times it feels so small scale. We're dealing with some stuff from previous movies from decades ago, like what, 16 years ago almost? Yeah, we're dealing with stuff from that, maybe relating to a Hulk movie. Yeah, you guys know where I'm going with that. We have some of that stuff in a corner of the movie here, and you're like, okay, we're building stuff that. And then we have the Harrison Ford is taking over as like Ross. Okay, we have him as the president. What's going on there? And then we have the Sam Wilson stuff. All of these like little points are come together at one point, and it's just like, oh, we have all these people, what, like 6 writers, 4 story by credits, and this is where we landed on with convening all these kind of plot points in these stories. Like, it wants to do the Winter Soldier thing. It wants to be that like spy conspiracy thriller. It wants to be that, but it's not doing that. It also wants to do the Hulk movie stuff because we can't do a proper Hulk movie, so we're trying to get that stuff in. Oh boy. And it's just all these places are like fighting with each other. The movie just doesn't have a cohesive vision for me. It doesn't have a cohesive vibe, but I like some of it, like the Isaiah Bradley stuff. My goodness, seeing him, Sam, and like our new Falcon, great. I like that. I think that is the root of it, which I saw most of that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I was just like, okay, give me something new. And I just didn't get it. It just felt like we were rehashing old stuff that we've seen in previous movies, or just keeping stuff at a very kind of chill pace so we don't go too forward. We don't want to, we introduce new, potential elements, but we don't really want to harp on some of the stuff that could be really connected to because we're not there yet. It just feels like this movie was a placeholder. We're just kind of get this movie done to get us somewhat in order for where we need to be for the future, but I'm not entertained in the moment now. Yes, I know we want to build towards, that's what Marvel used to be infamous for, building blocks. This movie leads to this movie that leads to this movie, but this movie, it feels like it's only going to lead to maybe a new Avengers team, sure, but we're so far from that. Like, this movie presents so many things that I'm like, well, that could be something we're gonna do. And how many years? Like, when is this stuff gonna pay off? I don't feel like we have enough time. Like, real life politics are crazy that I don't have time to wait for the Marvel politics to catch up to this stuff. Does it break my heart that Sam Wilson, that Anthony Mackie's first big Captain America movie, is not that great? Yeah, it does suck, because, this was a crucial moment for this character. I don't think it is any fault on Anthony Mackie. I don't think the Sam Wilson character is doing anything egregious that is truly that bad. The fight scenes are interesting. Falcon, we mix the wings with the shield. There are some interesting moments there, mostly when there is the close quarters fights, very the Daredevil TV show, very Captain America kind of fight scenes. Those were good, but when we got into the air and we're trying to do we're fighting jet pilots here, but we're also going down here, none of that worked for me. None of the action really felt jaw-dropping. And then there was action scenes going on while also crucial plot moments are trying to happen, so our feelings are tossed around, and this movie just doesn't have a flow. It just doesn't have a rhyme or reason. I think that is the biggest problem with this. This movie could be good. Giancarlo Esposito's here, but why? We added him, I think, later on into the movie, later on into production to add him in here, but for why? To give another villain? Great, the villains in this movie needed some help because they're god-awful. This is, if you are missing classic MCU, baby, it is back, because it is stale stories and bad villains. That is what y'all used to have in the MCU, and we were progressing. There was a while, even post-Endgame, where I think a lot of people fell off. I had fun with some of those movies. I thought Shang-Chi was cool. I liked Eternals. I don't have anything to say about the Marvels, and am I missing stuff? Was there more Marvel movies to come out in this time? Guardians, didn't really like that either. But yeah, there has been these Marvel movies that I'm like, oh, I see where we're trying to push narratives forward, but this movie just felt so stagnant. It just felt so been there, done that. And again, for Sam Wilson, for Anthony Mackie's first big leading time in the MCU outside of that Disney Plus show, I wanted more for this character. I wanted more for this actor, but I'm a bit let down. Do I want to see him again? Sure. When Sam Wilson needs to build whatever weird-ass Avengers team that we have left with characters, I will be there for that. But for the most part, if we're going to get another, just kind of twiddling our thumbs movies until we get to, Doomsday and Secret Wars, I'll just tune in then. Captain America Brave New World has some things in it if you are one of those hardcore MCU fans that you hear a vague Marvel comic book reference and you're gonna go crazy for. This could definitely work for you. But if you are just like wanting a Marvel movie to kind of just like bring you back in, suck you back into this universe, this is definitely not it. I needed to be sucked back in. I've kind of put my foot out of the MCU. I definitely hated it for a while, and then I got really into it, and now I'm putting my foot back out because I'm like, I'm just done. I need to be entertained. I need to be wowed. If I'm going out, if I'm going to tell people in a review to head to the cinemas to see a movie, I want them to be wowed. I want jaw-dropping moments. I want gagaroos. And this is none of that. This is just a, watch it on Disney Plus whenever you get a chance kind of movie. And good or bad, that's how you feel. Like, we need Disney Plus content. I need stuff to watch at home. Watch this at home. I wouldn't say completely skip it, but it's definitely not a run out to the theater movie to see. Alright everyone, that is it from my review of Captain America Brave New World. I wanted to have better thoughts, but for the most part, if you are not a Marvel butt kisser, but if you are a Marvel fan, I will say always go out and see a movie on your own. Form your own opinions. I am just one person with an opinion. Go out and make your own. I want to know your thoughts, though, in the comments below. Are you excited for Brave New World? Or what are your thoughts on Captain America? Are you excited to see Anthony Mackie take on this role? Or were you wanting something bigger and bolder for the big MCU return and the debut of Sam Wilson as Captain? Where are your thoughts? Share them down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to Flickering Myth for more videos like this, and give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about Brave New World right down below.